Greetings and hello, Waynesville Yoga family. How are you today? My name is Renee and this class is Flow and Align. So for those of you new to this class, the purpose is to concentrate on those core movements, those core actions that will take your yoga practice to the next level, whether that be from beginner to intermediate to advanced, or if you're advanced, just some tools and tips and tricks to continue to evolve and develop your practice. So today we are going to be focusing on the core. However, a lot of people tend to think of core poses being more arm activated core poses like planks. But you know what? There's a whole variety of standing postures that we can do that really activate the core and gives us a chance to get up and off of our wrists and give our little hands a break and give us an opportunity to experiment with some different poses and focus on alignment in those to really strengthen that core, because the core is key to all of the poses, right? So you want to make sure that you've got a firm foundation here as well as here and here. So that's going to be today's focus. So a couple of housekeeping issues before we get started. I always like to just begin with a little introduction to our props. You know, all of these yoga classes can be done without props, but they're wonderful tools to have on hand during your practice, whether or not you decide you need them. But they are great because they can help you find certain alignment and help you get length and support where you may need it. So typically we have our yoga blocks. Standard, regular yoga blocks. If you don't have blocks on hand, just something of similar size. These are really great for leaning into. We're going to be using these today. I'll be demonstrating with them. Of course, you're welcome to not use them if you prefer not to, but excellent to have on hand, again, for length, support, and just make sure that if you have a substitute for your blocks, that it is something very sturdy. Okay. Secondly, our yoga blanket. Just a wonderful tool. Any old blanket will do, but they're really great for cushioning knees, sitting upright, giving you a little bit of lift in the hips if you feel you need it. Not a requirement, but again, just another wonderful, wonderful tool to have on hand. And lastly, the bolster. The yoga bolster is terrific for giving you some height and elevation in different poses, particularly prone or supine poses. The bolster is great for. However, you can certainly substitute something for this if you don't have a standard yoga bolster, but I do recommend that it be something very sturdy, like a sofa cushion, something that's not going to sink down like a regular bedroom pillow. You definitely want to have something that's got a little bit more oomph to it. Okay, and then lastly, music. So we're not going to have music today in our practice, but if you have a playlist, something you like to turn on that fuels your practice and really makes you want to get up and move, please, by all means, turn it on. At the end of our practice, I am going to offer, during our Shavasana time, a little mini yoga nidra, which is a guided meditation. So if you prefer, you can just turn me down and continue to listen to your music. Or if you'd like to engage in the guided meditation, I just ask that you please turn down your music so you can hear the sound of my voice during the practice. Because you'll need to be following instructions. Yoga Nidra is all about mind-body connection and really focusing on making those connections through that guided visual practice. So again, at the end of practice, just make sure that you've got whatever device you're using for music handy so you can just turn it right down. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started. And today we are going to be starting in Tadasana, standing mountain. So with our mountain pose, this in and of itself is a core activator. So, when you're standing upright, you are contracting in the core, holding it in. You've got your shoulders down and back, and you've got your hands at your side. Also, let's take a moment to look at the feet and just make sure that we've got a firm foundation in our feet. So just ground through the four corners of the feet, the pinky toe pad, the big toe pad, and then through the 2 points in the back of the heel. So just ground those feet, get them nice and comfortable in your mat. And when you have a firm grounding in your feet, you will notice that your toes will spread, right? So you've got a nice firm foundation. Feet can be together, feet can be hip distance apart. Everybody kind of has a little bit of a different vision of what Tadasana is. I say find what works for you. I like to have my feet about hip distance apart. And again, the activation is from hips down. You've got a firm foundation in your legs, and then you're activating that core by having a nice upright posture. Shoulders are up and down the back, hands at the side. Beautiful. So just go ahead and close your eyes. Let's just take a moment to center in to this practice and just find ourselves here on this mat, in this space right now. Just let any sounds, smells, distractions, just let them melt away. And I invite you to close your eyes, or if you prefer to keep them open, just soften your gaze. Wonderful. And just begin to concentrate in on your breath. Feel the cooling inhales and the warm exhales. Just take a few moments to focus in on your natural breath. And when you're ready, you can start to introduce some Ujjayi breathing. That oceanic sound in the back of the throat as you inhale and exhale. Beautiful job. And now I invite you to take a moment and set an intention for your practice today. Whether that be something you want to accomplish at the end of today's practice, at the end of the day, or even by the end of the week. I would say the end of the month, but the end of the month is today. So, whatever it is that you want to focus on, dedicate your practice to, it's yours to hold and yours alone. Just take these few moments to just release and invite that intention into your space. Beautiful. Just go ahead and breathe. And when you're ready, start to slowly open your eyes. Start to welcome in the colors of the room. And on your next inhale, go ahead and raise those arms up to the sky. And then exhale those arms down. And you may notice at this beginning, inhale those arms up and exhale down. Now go ahead and take a few rounds on your own with your breath. And you're going to notice that as you breathe in and raise your arms, that you might have a little bit of shoulder tightness, right? Just a little bit of shrugging going on. So when you get to the top of that action, just take a moment, shrug those shoulders up, and then go ahead and release them down your back. And you'll see that your arms will raise a little bit higher. You'll get a little bit more height. You're not taking and flaring out the ribs. You're not doing that, but you're just lifting up those arms, releasing them down the back, getting a little bit more height in that way. Beautiful. And while you're doing that, you are activating that core and really getting that core activation action. Beautiful. So a couple more here. Inhale up and exhale down. Now adding on, we're going to inhale up and then we're going to exhale and fold. Beautiful. And inhale to a flat back and hold here. Now when you're in your flat back, again, this is another position where you are activating that core. So when you come to a flat back, extend that spine out long, stretch out straight, activate that core, really pull it in. Beautiful. Exhale, fold. And then inhale those arms back up to the sky and exhale those arms down. Beautiful. A few more times now. Inhaling up, exhaling and folding. Inhaling to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. A couple more rounds. This is just a standing, not a complete sun salutation, but like a half sun salutation, right? Exhale, fold. Inhale to a flat back. Find that core activation every time you come here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, also on your way up. Find that core. When you're up here again, remember, find that core. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Inhale up, last one. Exhale, fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up to the sky. And exhale, bring your hands down by your side. Beautiful. So we're just warming up that core, warming up that back, getting our core alignment down in our standing mountain position. Beautiful. Now we're going to inhale up, and now this time take your right arm and just bring it down by your side, and take your left arm and lean it on over and bend over to your right. So you're getting a nice side stretch here. Beautiful. Now, if you'd like, you can stay here, or you can slightly rotate the torso and look up to that arm. Again, activating that core, excuse me, hiccups. Activating that core and really feeling that activation in your side body. Beautiful. Inhale up. Exhale down to the left. Remember, I don't mirror for these videos, so just go ahead and follow your own natural right, left. Beautiful. We're still warming up. So just take your time finding yourself in these poses. Exhale on over. Beautiful. Reach. Rotate if you'd like. And inhale up. Exhale left. Beautiful. Rotate if you'd like. Breath here. Inhale it up. And then exhale those arms down. Beautiful. Just take a moment and just notice how warm the core is starting to feel, right? You're really activating and isolating out that section. So that's really good work. All right. So finding ourselves in our mountain position again. So just go ahead and we're just going to warm up the shoulder joints a little bit and just shrug up those shoulders and bring them on back down. Just roll them in one direction. And then after a few breaths, go ahead and roll them in the other. Beautiful job. Excellent. And then go ahead and inhale those arms up one more time. And then this time we are going to twist over to our right. And now with twisting, again, we're activating those oblique muscles and we are really finding that strength in the core. So twist and inhale it up and then twist over to the other side. Beautiful. Now a few rounds on your own. Inhaling up and exhaling over. Beautiful. Inhaling up, exhaling over. And last time, inhale up and exhale to the left. Then inhale those arms up to the center. Again, finding that alignment, finding that core stabilization, feeling your firm foundation. Then exhaling those arms down. Beautiful. So we are going to start in high lunge. So starting at the top of your mat, take your right foot and step it back. Excellent. Now find yourself a nice deep lunge here. You want to maintain that 90-degree angle on your knee. You don't want to go over, and you want to make sure that back leg is nice and straight. Beautiful. Now the key to the core activation here is making sure that your hips are pointed forward. You don't, sometimes our inclination is to bias towards the leg that's outstretched. So you might find yourself kind of twisting over like this, or you're finding that you're not quite right. Just take a moment and focus on those hip bones being forward, and that you've got a nice long line here from the tailbone all the way up through the crown of the head. Beautiful. And now take those arms, raise them up. Excellent. So you've got a strong core, you've got a strong foundation. You're really putting that emphasis, that oomph, into your core, less on your legs, but you want to have the focus here. Beautiful. Now from here, go ahead and lean forward 45 degrees. Excellent. Now really feel that core tighten. You're going to feel it in other places as well. And we're really focusing on the core here. Beautiful. Now come on up. And then on your next exhale, twist out to the right. And again, you're feeling that oblique. You're getting that core in this movement. Excellent. And again, make sure that you are twisting your upper torso, that you're not rotating the whole body, because we're not in a warrior two just yet, but we are still in our high lunge. So hip bones are forward, we're twisting. Beautiful. Inhale up, then exhale it the other way. And again, tightening that core, maintaining those straight hip bones. Beautiful. Inhaling up, then exhaling 45 degrees. Beautiful, and hold. Excellent job. Hold, hold, hold. Then inhale up, and now exhale out to your warrior two. Beautiful. Now check feet alignment. Again, you always want to make sure that you've got your foundation right before we focus on alignment in other positions, right? So make sure you've got that heel in line, back arch. Got a nice deep lunge going. Arms are out to the side. Beautiful. You got a nice straight angle here. Looking good. And then from here, again, focus on that core. Hip bones. You've got your knee pointing forward here. You got this leg pointing here. So you really got a nice firm foundation in those legs. Hips are out to the side. Beautiful. Beautiful. You've got a nice tight core. Excellent. And then from here, inhale, reverse warrior. Core activation. Exhale, extended side angle. Now in your extended side angle, you want to make sure that you are having a nice rotation of the core here. Your arm is overhead. Beautiful. So the bottom arm can be here, or some like to go here. Just depends on where you are in your practice. Beautiful. And hold, really hold. And take note of where your core is. Are you focusing down? Are you facing down like this? Or are you really rotating that core, taking advantage of that core activation? Beautiful. Now from here, take an inhale, and then exhale the bottom arm out. And you're gonna really feel that core intensify. Beautiful, and hold. Hold for several breaths. You're gonna really feel that side body. You're gonna feel it in your abs. Excellent. And hold for 3. And 2. Beautiful. And 1. And then go ahead, straighten out that front leg, and then stretch those arms out to the sides, setting up for triangle. And for your triangle here, again, make sure feet are properly aligned. Then you want to reach out, and you want to reach down to the floor and come up for your triangle. Now again, with triangle, this is another one where core is one of the focuses of this position. So you want to make sure in your triangle that you've got good core rotation while you're looking up. Now if you're finding that you're here, trying to be here in the triangle or here, kind of at an awkward angle, and you're not getting that full extension, go ahead and bring the bottom arm up. So you're not compromising the core rotation. Beautiful. Hold, hold, hold. Excellent. Beautiful job, everyone. Hold for 2 more breaths. Beautiful job. And again, here, go ahead and take that arm out, stretch that bottom arm out. Beautiful. Activating that core. Woo. That one, you're gonna feel it. So really hold that position. Excellent. Now bring that bottom arm back down. Beautiful job. And then from here, go ahead and turn your body back towards the front and back into our high lunge. Refine, reset. Beautiful. And now go ahead and step to the top of your mat and just hold here for a moment and just really feel how your body has adjusted and changed just during that one quick sequence, right? Beautiful. Just hold and just take a moment. And now we'll move to the other side. So again, stepping out with this time, our left leg back. In our high lunge, again, find your lunge. Now when you go up into your high lunge, remember you're getting a nice deep lunge, raising those arms, lifting those shoulder blades, bringing them down and back the body. But remember, you're not flaring out the ribs. So you're not pushing out the upper body to be like this. You are having a nice, straight, long line of energy. Crown of the head, base of the spine. Beautiful. Hip bones pointing forward. Beautiful. Leaning forward 45 degrees. And hold. Really tighten up that core. Excellent. You're gonna feel, like I said, you're gonna feel it in other places. That's good. You know, it's an all over body workout, but we're focusing on how it feels in the core. What do we need to do to maximize our core strengthening, core stabilizing, to help take us to that next level? Beautiful. Inhale it up. Go ahead and exhale it on over to the left in your twist. Again, hip bones are forward, you're rotating the torso. Beautiful. And another thing that's going to really help, go ahead and inhale it up and then exhale it out to the right. One thing that's really going to help your rotation and twisting is your arm positioning. So you do want to make sure, sorry, left leg is back, we're facing this way. So you want to make sure that your arms are level and that you're not drooping down the arms, because that's where we start to lose our alignment. We start to lose those movements that we need, that positioning of the body that we need to really strengthen and stabilize. Beautiful. Hold. Inhale it up. Go ahead and exhale it back. 45 degrees. Beautiful. Hold, hold, hold. Excellent. And now exhale out to your warrior two on the opposite side. Beautiful job. Again, watch that arm positioning. Make sure that you're not compromising the upper body. We tend to do that when we start to feel, you know, and this is just people, this is just how we are. When we start to feel a little tension or pressure in one area, we want to change and compensate other parts of our body. And often in yoga, what can happen is, of course, this is not 100% of the time, but oftentimes what can happen is our core is the first thing to go. So we try to relax and release the core so we're not maximizing the energy, the energetics that we're getting out of our legs. We're just kind of letting it go so we can take the pressure off the other part of the body. It's not what we want to do. We want to make sure we've got good alignment, we've got beautiful core positioning, good leg stabilization. And again, these core strengtheners are going to help with your overall yoga practice in the legs, the arms, the back. It's an all over body thing. Beautiful. So inhale, reverse. Feeling that side body. Beautiful job. Go ahead and exhale, extended side angle. Remember our rotation here. Beautiful job. And you can take whichever variation here of extended side angle that works for you. You can deepen it if you'd like. Take an inhale here. Exhale that bottom arm up. And that really ignites that core. You're gonna really feel it. You're gonna feel it in the legs. You're gonna really feel it in the core. Really concentrate on those arms and how your core is stabilizing those arms. Excellent. Beautiful job. And then go ahead and inhale it back to warrior two. Stretch out that front leg. We're setting up for triangle, leaning over, and bringing it on down. And again, remember, if you are compromising, if you're feeling that the core isn't getting that maximized rotation, then you want to bring the bottom arm up and find that. And once you have that alignment, as you continue to develop your triangle, you'll slowly find that you'll go from the block up here to here, and then pretty soon you'll be right down at the floor. But you want to make sure that you're lining up your body appropriately for that position and that you are setting yourself up so you are not going to do something that's going to make you more prone to injury, or you're having your alignment so far off that you're not getting the full benefits of the triangle position. Beautiful. So in our triangles, and then go ahead and take that arm, lift that bottom arm up, just like we did for extended side angle, but with triangle. And you're gonna feel that core activation. Hold, hold, hold. Beautiful. I'm gonna take 3 breaths here. Beautiful job, everyone. Doing great. And then from here, go ahead and bring it on up. Warrior 2. And then turn it back to your high lunge. Find that lunge position. Have your foundation that we built at the start be your default. So find that core positioning, find that hip bone alignment, find that shoulder activation so the arms are down and back, this is up, ribs are not flared. Beautiful. Go ahead and inhale it up to the top of your mat. And then again, just take a minute. Just feel how both sides of the body are feeling. Beautiful. Just take this few moments. Just close your eyes. Find your breath. Remember, have that Tadasana foundation. All the foundations that we build, have them be your default. Beautiful. Now stepping back to the tops of, we're at the tops of our mats. I'm stepping back to the top of my mat. And then we're gonna come into that high lunge, step that right leg back into that high lunge foundation. Beautiful. Inhale, exhale here. And now you wanna make sure that you have your props nearby. We are setting up for our half moon, so you want to be sure that if you need a prop for half moon, that you have it nearby so you can move into it. So we're in our lunge, got our foundation. We're going to exhale to warrior 2. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to set up for triangle, start to lean forward, and instead of going into our triangle, we're going to move into our half moon pose. So, coming forward onto that front leg, and then finding our half moon. Beautiful. Again, use your props for this balancing pose if you need it. And you want to make sure that when you're in your half moon, again, you've got that side body rotation. So we set up for triangle, but instead of triangle, we moved into half moon. A lot of times you go directly into half moon from triangle. But you want to make sure that you have that same rotation and that you've got that nice long line of energy through the side body. You've got that upper torso rotation. Again, you can do that with or without a prop. Just depends on the level and where you're at in your practice. Beautiful. And one more breath here. And then go ahead and step that out wide. And then lean it on down into a wide leg forward fold. Beautiful job. Hand positions can be in front. They can be towards the back. You can grab your ankles. Hand positioning doesn't really matter. Just want to make sure you're going to take a minute to release the upper body Stretch out our lower body. Again, just maintaining that balance. We're focusing on core, but core also activates other parts of the body, and we want to make sure that we are on a continual path of balancing those out. Beautiful job. So hold here, a couple more breaths. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and stretch the upper body out to a half lift. Then exhale, fold. And then go ahead and turn towards your right leg being at the back of your mat. So you are in a lunge with your left leg facing the back. And again, we are in low lunge here, and we're gonna come up to our high lunge. Find your default high lunge. Beautiful, and hold, and breathe. Excellent. On your next exhale, come into warrior two. Beautiful job. Check your warrior two. Make sure you've got good alignment here. And you want to stretch that front leg out, setting up for triangle, but moving into half moon. Again, make sure your props are nearby. Setting up for half moon on the other side. Then go ahead and scoot that back leg up. Oops. I'll use my bolster since it's here. Then go ahead and come on up to half moon. And again, you want to make sure you've got that triangle ab core rotation. So you're maintaining that position, and you've got that nice long line of energy up the side body. Beautiful. And it might be good if you want to check your alignment to utilize the props as you are focusing in, because that's the purpose of this class, right? We are focusing in on alignment. So you want to make sure that you are focusing in on that rotation and making sure that you have that rotation in your body. And sometimes using a prop will help you kind of double check, because sometimes we fall into habits and we're doing something, we don't even realize that we're doing it. So you could have a half moon that doesn't necessarily give you that full core rotation, but you think you have it. So again, just a good check. And then go ahead and step back into a wide leg forward fold and lean that body over. Beautiful job. Releasing the torso, releasing the low back, just releasing the core here for a moment. Beautiful. Go ahead and place those hands on the floor. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Go ahead and come all the way up. And then bring those arms down. And just go ahead and step to the center of your mat. Again, take a moment. Just acknowledge the body and how it feels. Beautiful. And then go ahead and step to the top of the mat. Go ahead and inhale those arms up. Then exhale, fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. And then exhale to chair. Now in your chair, again, a lot of people don't think of this pose as like a core activation pose. They often think of it as like kind of a hip and booty type thing. While you're getting good hip and booty lift from it, you still are activating that core. Core is key to this pose. So hold here. Now check your alignment in your chair. Make sure you've got a nice straight back. You're not leaned over like this. This is what helps activate this, right? So again, check that alignment in your chair. Beautiful. I'm going to turn and face forward. And then from here, go ahead and get light on that right foot And inhale that right leg up. Then exhale it over to a figure four. So now you're in a figure four chair. Again, feel that alignment. Check your hips. Make sure you're not twisting off to the side and that you're not twisting off to the side or doing anything like that. Beautiful job. So hold for a few more moments, a few more breaths. Beautiful. Now come on up. Keep that knee up and find tree. And find whichever variation of tree works for you. And again, this is a good core activator. So again, with tree, you have your choice of the foot here at the ankle, the foot on the shin, or the foot on the inner thigh. You just want to make sure that it's not resting on your knee. You want to make sure you find that version of tree that works for you and hold here. And again, hip bones forward, leg out to the side, chest facing forward. You're feeling that activation in your core. That's what's stabilizing your balance. Reach it up and breathe. Beautiful. Now go ahead and release and bring it on down. Excellent. Let's head back to the top of our mats. Inhale those arms up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to a half lift. And exhale back into that chair. Again, make that foundation that we set your default foundation. So find that core positioning. You're not leaning over. You're maximizing the core to stabilize your body. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now inhale. Bring that left leg over this time. Come on into your figure four. Beautiful job. Hold, hold, hold. Again, your core is what's holding that balance and maintaining. So make sure you've got a nice firm foundation here. If you find that your arms are creeping up, again, shrug up those shoulders and then release the shoulder blades down the back. And that will take that crunch out of the neck. Beautiful job. Excellent job. Breathe here. And now inhale it up, keeping that knee up, and then finding tree, whichever tree you practice. Beautiful. We have our variations. We've got our ankle, our shin, or our inner thigh. Utilizing that core to stabilize. Hip bones are forward, leg is off to the side. If you're finding that you're in a position and your knee is drifting, or if you find that your torso is rotating, just take it down a notch, right? Find the core, find the position of the pose, maybe in a less intensified level, right? So just keep it toned back for a moment so you can find the pose in a certain position and then work your way back into whatever works for you. Beautiful. And then go ahead and inhale that knee forward. And then exhale. And bring those feet back into your mountain, your Tadasana. Beautiful. So just take a moment here. And inhale it on in. Exhale out. Beautiful. So now we're going to start to cool and work our way into our Yoga Nidra practice. So step to the front of your mat. Go ahead and inhale. I got a spider on my mat, so pardon me for one moment. Okay, he's gone. So go ahead and inhale those arms up. Exhale and fold. Inhale it up to a half lift. Exhale, fold. And then just go ahead and bring your bum down to your mat. Beautiful job. So go ahead and find a seat on the mat. And then from here, very slowly, just begin to lean it back. Come on down. Find yourself in your supine position, just flat on your back. And go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. Go ahead and massage out the back. Beautiful job. Just massage it out. Then as you exhale, exhale the left leg long. Oops. Exhale that left leg long. And then go ahead and inhale the other leg in. Beautiful. Then go ahead and hug both of those knees into your chest. And find what positioning you need or what exercises you need at this moment to help you find your Shavasana. Beautiful. Just go ahead and maybe take a happy baby pose. So it could be a happy baby, could be legs up a wall or a plow. Just go ahead and roll your body out, releasing that low back, releasing that torso. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, go ahead and place both feet flat on the floor, and then just with your knees bent, and just inhale up to a bridge. Just real quick, and then roll it back down. Hug those knees into your chest. And then go ahead and stretch out into your final resting pose. You want to be lying flat on the floor. Beautiful job. And then when you find yourself in your final rest, whether that be Shavasana, whether that be legs up a wall, just a nice comfortable position where you're lying flat on your back. Comfortable. Maybe you have a second blanket that you're curling up into. If you tend to get cold during Shavasana, I highly recommend that. And go ahead and allow your eyes to close. And if you can, try to keep them closed until the practice has ended. The practice of Yoga Nidra is a practice of yogic sleep that will guide you to a state of consciousness somewhere between wakefulness and sleeping. Try to remain awake by listening to the sound of my voice. You're going to be asked to move your awareness to various bodily sensations, emotions, or images. And just try not to concentrate too intensely on it, as that may prevent you from relaxing. But during this meditation, go ahead and just absorb in what works for you and what you need in that moment, and just go ahead and leave the rest behind. And if your mind starts to become active and you start thinking and thoughts and worries start popping in, just come back to the sound of my voice. and begin to release the Ujjayi breathing and find your natural breath. And become aware of any sounds that you can hear in this moment. Nothing else but what you can hear without strain. Begin to focus on the most distant sounds that you can hear. And let your sense of hearing radiate outwards, searching out those distant sounds and following them for just a few moments. Just move your attention from sound to sound without labeling its source. Now gradually bring your attention to closer sounds, to sounds outside your home, to the sounds inside your house, to the sounds inside the very room you're in. Without opening your eyes, visualize the four walls of this room, the ceiling, the floor. Visualize your body lying on the floor. Visualize the position of your body, your clothes, your hair, your face. Become acutely aware of your physical body, lying on the floor, sinking deep into the earth, letting the earth support you. Release any tensions, any inhibitions, and just let the earth hold you up in this moment. Now become aware of your natural breath, moving in and out of your body without any effort. And feel the breath as it comes in through your nose, that coolness as you inhale, its movement through your sinuses, your throat, and into your chest. And now feel that hollowness as you release the breath and the warmth that fills up your throat, nostrils, and exhales out your nose. Just acknowledge your breath on the inhale and acknowledge your breath on the exhale. Take a long, slow inhale. When you're ready, follow that with a long, slower exhale. And again, nice, long inhale. Just to the point where it feels comfortable, but not straining. And then even longer exhale. One more time in. And release. Go ahead and return to your nice, natural, easy breath. Releasing and just letting it go. Any control that you had on the breath before, just allow it to return to a natural state. And now we're going to begin a systematic journey of sensory awareness throughout the body. As I name a part of the body, just move your awareness to that point. You can feel free to say the name of the part to yourself or just visualize the sensation in that part of the body, but do not move. No need to adjust. Just visualize that sensation. We're going to begin on the right side. Right hand, thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky. Palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, armpit, shoulder, right side waist, hip, thigh, knee, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky. Moving our sensation to the left hand thumb, left index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky. Palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, armpit, shoulder, left side waist, hip, thigh, knee, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky. And move your awareness to the back of the body, the right heel, left heel, right calf, left calf, right thigh, left thigh, right buttock, left buttock, lower back, middle back, upper back, the entire spine, the right shoulder blade, the left shoulder blade, the back of the neck, back of the head, top of the head, forehead, right temple, left temple, right ear, left ear, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, middle of the eyebrows, right eye, left eye, right nostril, left nostril, right cheek, left cheek, upper lip, lower lip, both lips together, chin, jaw, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right side of the chest, left side of the chest, upper abdomen, navel, lower abdomen, right groin, left groin, pelvic floor. And the whole right side of the body, the leg, the side, the arm, the whole left side of the body, the leg, your side, your arm, your chest, your whole face, your whole head, your whole torso, your whole body, your whole body, your whole body. Now imagine your whole body just becoming light, as though you could float away from the floor toward the ceiling. Your head, your limbs, your torso is light and weightless. You're rising higher and higher away from the floor. Now imagine your body becoming heavy. Starting to feel that heaviness in all the parts of the body. The head, the limbs, the torso, the whole body. It's bringing you back down to the floor, back to your mat. And now you're sinking down into the sand. You feel calm, relaxed, supported. And if you prefer, you can stay right here for as long as you'd like. So go ahead and just press pause or mute the rest of this practice. For those of you who are ready, begin to bring sensation back into the body by wiggling those fingers and wiggling the toes. And begin to slowly circle the wrists and the ankles in one direction. When you're ready, go ahead and shift in the other direction. And from there, if you're ready, go ahead and stretch up that body long. Release out all the tension, anything you're feeling. And then go ahead and roll over to a side. It could be your left or your right, doesn't matter. And when you're ready, take your top arm and push yourself up to a comfortable seat. And if you can, keep your eyes closed. Just maintain awareness of how you feel in this moment. And just acknowledge the difference in sensations of your body and your mind from when you started this practice to now. Go ahead and bring your hands to heart center or leave them on your knees if you prefer. And just take a moment to thank yourself for dedicating this time out of a busy day, hectic life, just to do something for you. And I would like to thank you for taking this time to practice with me. I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.